In this video, we will be talking about what is tested in an MBA interview. The actual answers vary based on the institution you are applying for. From Harvard to IIMs, the kind of values or skills they are looking for might be different. I will be giving you a set of parameters from which you can build on further. I have taken a lot of mock interviews for different institutes. When I take the mock interviews, these are some of the main points I will be testing you on. It is not that this is a complete set, but it is a great starting point. First one is communication skills. This is an important part of being a manager or an MBA student. Any institute you go to, they will test you on this, how you talk, how you present your points, how you come across for the interviewer, it all matters. Second one is your academics and internships. They can ask questions on the subjects you studied, mainly testing you on the basics. They can ask questions on the things you did in your college, the challenges you faced, how you managed to work with different sets of people and internships you have done, and what are the main takeaways from your experiences. Third one is your work experience. Suppose you have about 20 months of work experience, which means more questions will be shifted from your academics to your work experience. They can ask you about the challenges you faced, the mistakes you made, the creative solutions you found out, positive things you did for your work community, and questions which directly relate to the kind of work you did and might also ask about your company. Fourth one is why MBA. They may ask this question directly or infer from other questions they ask. Basically, they wish to know your thought process in terms of career planning and the clarity you have of your decisions. Also, try to research on the domains you wish to focus on during your MBA and the possible careers after it. Fifth one is kind of a continuation of the previous one. Why MBA from that particular institute? Try to give specific answers. For example, you can quote the startup culture of the institute if it exists, or if you prefer to give a general answer, that is up to you. Sixth point is your personality, attitude, your ability to solve problems, and very important point, leadership skills. Basically, the things you are bringing to the institute. They want individuals who can raise the overall quality, people who have skills to motivate others, who are kind enough to bring about positive changes to your colleagues and the society in general. Seventh one is the questions on your hobbies, interests, extracurriculars, volunteer work, leadership experiences, and so on. Now the questions can pan out from each one of this. I will give you an example. If you were to state that reading is your hobby, then be prepared for questions on what books, magazines, and newspapers you read, who your favorite author is, why you like the author and his style of writing, what are the other books of the author you have read, what was the cover story of the latest magazine, what is the headline of today's newspaper, and so on. Eighth one is current affairs and general knowledge. For current affairs, you first study the things related to your work or college education. Let's take an example. So I hope you have heard of blockchain. Now suppose you are a computer science engineer. Then the panel can ask you to describe the principles of blockchain, how blockchain is safe, how transactions are done. Suppose you are a BCom graduate. The governments around the world are trying to bring in tax on Bitcoin and other blockchain-based technology transactions. Is the tax justified? How to ensure that the people pay tax, and so on. Now if you are an art student, they can ask you about NFTs, how it is useful for an artist, how it can be misused. Basically, a single topic can be asked in different ways depending upon your educational background or other unique attributes you have. So build upon this further by learning current affairs and general knowledge from your areas of interest, your parent branch, about your hometown, the location of the institute, the state in which you are a part of, relevant social issues, geopolitical events from across the globe, and so on. So I hope you got an idea about the interviews. If you wish to take a mock interview with me, then book an appointment through the links provided in the description. The fees will vary based on the number of booking and other factors. If you are in a difficult financial situation, then there are steps described in the description to get a waiver. Please read through the website before making an appointment. I hope you liked the video. Stay safe and see you again.